This is a complete results video for the Monster Factory free super match event that just finished. So there were 10 super matches, 6 of them were undercards, 4 of them were main events. Undercard guys were allowed to have their own sponsors. Main event guys were paid to be there, their expenses were covered, and they needed to wear the Monster Factory sponsorship t-shirts. So first match, Tim Talmadge versus Darren. Tim Talmadge won that super match 3 pins to 0 very comfortably. There was a match between these two 1.5 years ago, and that was a war. This time Tim Talmadge, the young guy, he improved a lot and won that match very comfortably with hook pins. Match number 2, Don Underwood versus Devin. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to have some suggestions or feedback for the free stream that we got to watch, how they can improve on this. Don Underwood versus Devin, 3-1 victory for Devin. Don Underwood got 1 win, but Devin proved to be way too much for Don inside the hook, and Don was not able to stop him at all. Don Underwood was always doing the commentary. He just removed his headphones, he removed his gear and went straight to the table and went immediately back to the table, which I think back to the commentary table, which I think was not a good decision. So 3-1 for Devin. Pavlo versus Eric, right-handed super match. Pavlo did not let Eric slip. 3-0 victory for Pavlo very comfortably. And Cody versus Dustin. Dustin with a 3-0 fast hook victory over Cody. So that match was also one-sided. Fifth match, Bill Logston versus Bob Brown. These two faced each other before also, and Bill Logston won that match comfortably. This time Bob Brown adjusted with a great Kings move and he defeated Bill 3 pins to 0. Congratulations Bob Brown, amazing performance. Paul Talbert versus Pavlo Derbe Yanev, and that was a great match. Pavlo showed how technical he can be, not only horsepower, but he won that match 3 pins to 1, I think. Yeah, 3 pins to 1. Round 1, Pavlo was really slow and Paul Talbot was able to top roll him and take him straight to the pad. Round 2, he adjusted. This time, Paul Talbot was really slow and Pavlo pinned him. Round 3, Paul Talbot stopped Pavlo in this position with a completely broken back wrist and 1 inch from the pad, and Paul Talbot was bringing him back, but then Pavlo made an adjustment. He knew that his top roll is fading away, his arm is starting to go away from his body. He stood up and came with a tricep press and pinned Paul Talbot in a press. It was almost like a hook towards the end of the pin. And round 3, again same thing. Paul Talbot stops Pavlo once again and he looks at the camera and tells us that it is over. But Pavlo once again stood up and pressed Paul Talbot comfortably. Pavlo made great transition from top roll, from offensive kind of Kings move. It was a top roll, not a Kings move, but he made great transition to the press and won that match. Congratulations, Pavlo. So the next match was Craig Touye versus Roger Cunningham. Craig Touye proved why he's a veteran in the sport, arm wrestling for 32 years. He pinned Roger Cunningham very easily, 3 pins to 0 inside a hook. Very fast, explosive pins. Match number 8, BJ Fokakis versus Paul Lynn. So round 1, Paul Lynn beats BJ Fokakis in a hook really fast. Paul showed us that his hook is elite level now. And he used to be a knuckles high top roller, but he isn't that anymore. He is a hook arm wrestler right now. I don't believe if anyone tells me otherwise. Paul Lynn is a great hook arm wrestler now. And he has totally stopped his top roll. And round 2, he fouls out 2 times. So after that, it was kind of one-sided for BJ Fokakis. BJ adjusted really well. He did not let Paul get inside the hook. Even if Paul did, he fouled. And BJ Fokakis with his top roll wins. He won that match 3 pins to 1 against Paul Lynn. He made great adjustment. Same thing like Don Underwood versus BJ Fokakis. In that match as well, he made adjustments and won this match. So now the 2 main events. Todd Hutchings versus Monster Michael Todd. That was a great match. Kind of went as I expected it to go. I expected Todd Hutchings to stop Michael's King's move and pin him to the side in round 1. And trying to do that, he might fade away. His strength will go away. He will gas out. And Michael will set him up for a fast shoulder press. So round 1, exactly that. Michael tried to top roll. He tried to King's move. And then when Michael tried to transition to a shoulder press, Todd Hutchings climbed and he pressed Michael to the side. He top rolled him to the side. 1-0 for Todd Hutchings. After that, Michael was going for the King's move. Todd Hutchings was catching Michael's press. He was catching Michael's press, but Michael was immediately rolling his hand and switching to the offensive King's move. And Todd Hutchings was not able to gain any position after that. His wrist was bent back. He was in a losing side. There is no way you can defeat Michael Todd from there. So it was the same story after that every round. And in last couple of rounds, Michael was able to finish Todd Hutchings with a fast shoulder press. And Todd Hutchings had no answer for that. It was a known fact that it is Todd's weakness. The fast shoulder press is Todd's weakness, and Michael capitalized on that. So final match, John Brzeek versus Corey West, definitely the match of the night. The good thing was that those matches kind of started getting better towards the end. So as the matches progressed more towards the main event, the matches started getting better, which is always a great thing. So round 1, John Brzeek stops Corey in a hook and he makes him look slow. And Corey West knows that it is not going to work for him. He lays down. 1-0 John Brzeek. Second round, this time Corey West adjusts and he does pin John Brzeek. Round 3, once again, John Brzeek gets inside the straps and beats Corey West. Round 4, Corey West gets a pin without the straps in a hook. So this match was decided on which side of the table the athlete was. Whoever was on the left side for us viewers, he won that match. So round 5, John Brzeek was on that side once again, and it was a long war again. Corey West was almost able to pin John Brzeek. He took him very near to the pad, but John had greater endurance. He brought him back and beat him. You cannot ask for a better super match, better final main event match. John Brzeek 3-2 proved why he is the GOAT of arm wrestling, and Corey West needs to work after the match stops. He needs to practice that. Right now he's not really good at that. If the match stops, the chances are very high that the opponent is going to beat him. And John Brzeek proved something really great. Corey West just blew through Krasimir Kostadinov like nothing. And Krasi had winning record over John Brzeek. And John Brzeek beats Corey West. So that says a lot. Maybe John Brzeek can now beat the guys that he was not able to beat 10-15 years ago. Few suggestions from my side. Monster Factory 3 event is going to be on July 10th. And the audio was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Rebecca Todd mentioned that they did not figure this out in advance, that she was exchanging headphones with the athletes. When they were winning or losing, they were coming back sweaty, completely drained in sweat, and they were changing the headsets with Rebecca. So Rebecca had to wipe them off every time, which was a very funny moment. And Don Underwood went straight from arm wrestling, from commentating to arm wrestling. That was not a problem. He came back immediately and he was gassed out. When Don was arm wrestling, I was saying, Don, please take a break. Please stand in front of the air conditioner for 5-10 minutes and then come back for the commentary. But he came back immediately. This should not happen. He had to call for his asthma pump, and which is okay, but he was huffing and puffing for at least 10-15 minutes. So if he took 5-minute break instead, it would have looked really great. I'm not sure if it was the lighting, but I think it may be the software that they were using. The lighting was slightly lower. If they can increase it to 10-15% more, it would look really amazing. But the live stream was perfect. Zero lags, perfect commentary, good camera angles. About camera angles, the replay camera angles that were zooming in were better than the original camera angle. So maybe they should try to switch the camera angle next time, as the zoomed in camera angle, if it was the main camera, it would have been really better. Just my personal taste. Maybe you agree with me as well. And background cover, they needed to cover the background like this. There were a lot of athletes doing their stuff in the background. I did not want to see that. It was kind of distracting while the commentators were saying something. It was distracting us from the sponsorship products that were on the table, because there was a lot of movement in the background. They should have a cover, maybe with sponsorship logos. Instead of just having them on the table, they can have the logos as well. So that would have worked out really well as well. And these are my suggestions. Background one is a must, I think. Great job, Monster Michael Todd. You provided such an amazing event for us to watch for free. We did not have to pay anything. More than 8,000 people, around 8,000 people were watching live. I hope these videos get millions and millions of views. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe, share this with someone who thinks like you. My name is Pradeep, and I thank you so much for watching.